a little while, but I'm back and ready to make a couple more videos and move through these and move on to my next videos that are going to be about Ernie. Hopefully, the next expansion for Beyond Earth. So let's get started with BERT and its issues. Today's topics are artifacts, spoils of war, black market, and wonder movies. This will be a fairly short video, as I don't have too much to say about these. Alright, so first we have artifacts. Now, what's nice about these is they add some variety to the game. You know, we had a little bit of randomness, but they do reward you overall for, scouting around. Now, of course, sometimes you can get a little bit screwed with what you get, but for the most part, it's fairly rewarding to explore. So I think they're fun, they're interesting, and they add something different from during the early and mid game. So it's definitely a positive addition, and this is kind of what I spoke about in my very first BE video when I talked about, you got to add variety throughout the game to keep you interested. This does this to a certain degree, so it's a positive addition. All right. So giving the options of being able to build new buildings is fun. I enjoy it. I don't know how balanced it is, but I feel it's balanced enough from what I've seen. I'm not a BERT expert. I haven't put that many hours because I haven't been enjoying it as much as I thought I would, even though it's all right. But so far from what I've seen, it seems reasonably balanced from what I've seen anyways. So it's definitely an overall positive thing. One of the negatives is that if you don't scout, you're really going to miss out on a lot more than you used to. So it's just highly recommended that you scout, just for the benefits you can get from these. Now, obviously, it's not like, oh my god, I instantly lost, but in a game where small advantages become bigger advantages among good players and on higher difficulties, it behooves you to go and explore now. So it may push you a little bit more towards that. But honestly, exploring is fun, and you usually should be doing it anyways if you're playing a 4X game to kind of see who's around you. So I don't think this is that big of a negative at all. So sometimes it's random. You don't really know if you're going to get the third of, progenitor artifact, or the third of this like human artifact, or a third of whatever the other one is, alien artifact. So yeah, sometimes it can be a bit random. And overall, just positive change. The black market. Now, this was in the latest black market and spoils of war patch. So this is kind of nice. Because what it does is it gives you the ability to spend some of that extra capital and put it in these. It's not a very efficient way to do things, but if you really need these, it gives you an option to have them. Now, what this does is it makes these less valuable, because what ends up happening, obviously, is you're spending diplomatic capital. And this can be quite a bit depending on how much it is. So here, 40 per turn is quite a lot. So it's useful when you really need those things. And I believe that the higher level your spies are, I think the better they can do, if I recall right, especially at selling. But yeah, anyways, overall it's a nice little change, and it gives you more options. But what it does is it does make these less useful. So I'm kind of wishing for, again, luxuries that would not be tradable and that would be worth it on the map to add more conflict. But overall, I feel like it's a positive change. Then we have Spoils of War. Now, this is, from my understanding, I've played about like 4 or 5 games of Beyond Earth, Rising Tide, and completed like 2 or 3, and played about 4 or 5 and almost completed those. I think that for the most part, this is a good change. From my understanding, what happens is you do as much damage to your opponent as possible, or they run their troops into you and get killed. And if there's like a very big difference, eventually you can get Spoils of War. So what this does is essentially it lets you pick and choose what you want. So one of the issues in Civ 5 is you would see they would offer you this, and this, and then you would offer something else, and you wouldn't know if you're giving them a good offer or if you're getting as much as you can out of it. It's hard to tell. So this just puts a number on everything. It's like, okay, this is this much, this is this much. And you can milk the war for more and more if you want to take more from the guy. So I think that it's great to be able to do this and kind of reward the guy who's doing well in war, because I always thought that was annoying. I remember even a game in Civ 5 that I had a crossbowman that was literally level 9 just holding off guys with guns for like thousands of years and or whatever, yeah, hundreds thousands of years, and I just didn't get any rewards for that. So I think it's nice to see that if you're doing well at war and you're taking advantage of your opponent, you're getting rewarded for it. I like that. Now, unfortunately, the AI makes that easy, but I feel it adds some realism. It adds a sense of like, oh my God, I'm winning this war and I can tell because these guys are giving up things. So I think it's a very positive change, and yeah, you get rewarded for proper warfare. Now, unfortunately, this may make things difficult for. This may annoy some of the higher level players who are really big on the AI has enough ways to abuse it. I feel that this is more realistic. I really like this change, and I think that if you think the AI is too easy, then perhaps the issue is the AI. Obviously not this. So the AI could be turned up to compensate for this. But again, I'm not going to talk balance because I'm not somebody who plays this game every day anymore. I played it on and off, so I'm not going to argue that. But yeah, this is basically what it's all about. And let me see what else I got here. I wasn't really looking at my notes. Yeah, I think I covered the majority of the things. The only thing that you might not like is if you're, more of a casual player, you may not like getting, losing even more than you're already losing. But if you're throwing away units at the rate that somebody can do this to you, you're pretty much screwed anyways. So I'm not sure what to really tell you. I think it's. Yeah, I think it's a realistic way to do things, and I think that if you're wasting units, you should be punished for it. So I like the system overall, definitely. Wonder movies. So I haven't actually seen this one. This one looks pretty cool, but I really wish they hadn't called them Wonder movies because they're more like moving images or moving stills, or I don't even know what you would call them. But yeah, they're better than before, definitely, but. I would have really loved for 10 or 15 second or 20-second clip. They may not have the money, but gosh, all the sales Civ 5 got and all the Beyond Earth got, you'd think they'd have enough money to make a sort of short CGI or something like that would be cool to look at, But it is a plus nonetheless, and it is better than just that screen. And honestly, Civ 5 didn't have anything great at the end either, so this is an improvement. But again, I would have loved for more because this game needs more. This game needs more immersion, and I think that would have been a nice touch at the end when you finally slog through. Because this game can feel quite slow, and then having a nice Wonder movie at the end at least rewards you, and you feel like you've accomplished a great thing. Like if you had a decent Wonder movie at the end, you feel like a great thing. But I remember when I saw my first one, and I remember it was a Supremacy victory. I was so disappointed when I saw it. Obviously, creating specific Wonder movies would be very difficult because of all the different affinities you'd have to make drawings for, or like CGI for. It would be very difficult, and it would be very expensive. But yeah, so that's some of the difficulty of the feasibility of this. But anyways, it would still be nice to see them, but I know it's probably not going to happen. So, anyways, that's Wonder movies. Now, if you've enjoyed this and you enjoy learning a little bit more about Civ, I recommend the Polycast. I attended once, I forgot which episode, I think it was 241, to discuss a little bit about BERT when it came out. And they've got a lot of discussion about various things. They give opinions, crack some jokes, and give really great advice. A lot of those people know how to play real well, so much better than I do. So if you want to learn a little bit more and enjoy listening to podcasts, then you'd enjoy this. All right, next we're going to discuss Ernie, which hopefully will be the title for the next one. Well, I know probably not, but we're going to discuss that. And we're really going to focus on, avoiding the mistakes that they made in this one, which is partial implementation of some of the systems that don't feel full, systems that don't feel finished. How are they going to make the game compelling? It can still be done. Honestly, I didn't feel Civ 5 was compelling at the beginning. It took them 2 expansions to really make it feel, awesome. What will Firaxis bring forward? I don't know. I'm hoping for a lot more with the affinities, you know. But we'll see. We'll see if they add anything new and what they refined, and if they manage to make the gameplay more interesting. All right, that's it, boys. I'll see you next time.